Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In light of a little story I had posted on Instagram earlier, I thought I would tell you the story about my Wild 'N Out tattoo and Nick Cannon and how this came to be and why it's funny. So, back in like 2005, I think, maybe 2004, I'm not sure, there was like a radio station promo or whatever to meet Nick Cannon. And I ended up calling in and winning, and at the time Wild 'N Out was on air, and I was super into it. Like, I love rap battles so much. When people are like, oh, that is my favorite part. Like, anytime that happens in life, it's like my favorite thing in life. Anyway, so I win this thing to go meet Nick Cannon, and because I'm such a nerd, prior to this, I had written like a 2-line rap battle thing about each cast member that was currently on the show because I'm a nerd. And so I brought that with me. So we're all sitting at this table in a conference room at the radio station, going around, whatever, saying hello, and he's like being real nice. And I was like, actually, I brought this, and gave it to him. And there's all these pictures of him like slapping the table, laughing at it. And stuff. So he thought it was funny. He asked if he could keep it. I was like, yeah, sure, I don't care. And we took some pictures. He let me wear like his giant gold necklace thing. So yeah, so that was like my first Nick Cannon experience thing, was like this radio station. So fast forward, I decided to get a Wild 'N Out tattoo because I was like super into the show. I thought it would be really funny. And yeah, I don't know. So I just did that. And this was in the age of MySpace and stuff. So eventually I decided like I wanted to go to a taping. And at the time I was working in a job where I was making quite a bit of money. So I was going out to LA like 2 weekends out of the month to just go to shows, go to the beach, go to comedy shows, whatever. So I didn't know how to get into the taping of Wild 'N Out because it was one of those things where they put up free tickets like on a website, but I didn't get any free tickets, so I didn't know how to get in. But we were like, fuck it, we'll just book a flight and go anyways. So prior to that, I had messaged some cast members on MySpace about it. Like, I was like, hey, we're coming out, we don't have tickets, like, can you point us in the right direction or whatever. So one of the people I messaged was Rob Hoffman, who was also in Step Up 2, She's the Man. He does a lot of prank videos. I think he was like in a movie called like Aliens in the Attic or something like that. I don't know. Super nice guy. So nobody like messages me back. So we fly out there and we're just like, fuck it. We're just gonna try. So we get there, we're in a cab driving to the studio, and my phone rings and it's from an LA area code, and I'm like, what the heck? So I pick it up. It's Rob Hoffman calling me to tell me that he is not filming the episode that we're going to, but he put us on the guest list like under his name, so just say that and like we should be fine. And I was like, oh my god, thank you so much, like what the fuck. So we go to the taping, get in, meet like all the cast members, talk to Nick. Nick had remembered me from the radio station thing, and he actually like elbowed the producer of the show, Niall, and he was like, hey man, like this is the girl I was telling you about that wrote those rap battles or whatever. And the guy was like, oh yeah. So showed him my tattoo. They thought it was fantastic. Took pictures with it. Had a super fun night. It was super fun. So after the taping, we like didn't really have any plans. So we were sitting at Denny's, and I decided to call Rob back and just be like, hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sorry I didn't get a chance to like say hey, whatever. He didn't answer, so I just left it on voicemail. So then he called back like a couple minutes later, and he was like, what are you guys doing right now? And I was like, nothing. We're like sitting at a Denny's. And so I guess he was like across town, but he was like, I am going to come over and say, hey, what's up? And I was like, okay. So he literally like drove across town. So like a half hour later, he like just pulled up on the side of the street in his Jeep and got out and like took pictures. And I think I remember him smelling real nice. And yeah, he was like super fucking nice. So that was really cool. So that was basically like the end of that trip. So over the course of the next like year or so, another cast member is Mikey Day, who like used to be on a show, I think on NBC or something called Kim, and he writes for SNL. Yeah, so he would do these comedy shows at the Groundlings in LA, which is where SNL gets a lot of their cast members from. So we were still like going out almost every other weekend and going to these comedy shows. And so like he recognized us, got to meet like Melissa McCarthy. She did a show there once, this tiny little, maybe 30-person comedy club. And yeah, it was super awesome. Like Mikey was super nice. So I probably have like 15 pictures with him. But one time we went out there to see Mikey's show, and we're like waiting in the like lobby area, and we just like walk up from outside, and who was sitting on the bench but fucking Rob Hoffman. So he was like, oh, and I don't want to say anything because I'm like, I don't know if he remembers me and like, is this weird and whatever. But he remembered me. He said, hey. I don't think he remembered like my actual name, but like remembered who I was or whatever. And said, hey, we sat next to them at the comedy show. Yeah, like, I don't know, it was really cool. And so I ended up going to like another Wild 'N Out taping, and actually filmed a sketch with Nick when he was in this character. It never made it to air. And honestly, like, I was pretty shit at it because I was like so nervous. But that was pretty cool. So yeah, it was like a really funny time in my life. I ended up losing that job, so I had to stop like going to LA all the time. But fast forward to like maybe 3 years ago, Rob had posted on his Twitter that he was coming to Arizona to teach a dance class. And so I just texted him and I was like, hey dude, like I'm also in Arizona. Do you want to like get a coffee or whatever? And he messaged me back and he was like, yeah, sure. This is when my class is, whatever. Just come to the place. Like, and I was like, okay. So for some reason I was like real nervous to go by myself, because I am a child. So I took my little sister with me and we went to this like hotel, watched his dance class. And then afterwards, we all went to lunch at the hotel restaurant or whatever. And it was super cool. Like, he's a super nice guy. I haven't really seen any of them since. But yeah, it was a really good time. And I still think the Wild 'N Out tattoo is funny. I still love rap battles. So yeah, it was a good time. Got to like meet Little John and Biz Markie and like all these like goofy rap people. So yeah, that's the story of my Wild 'N Out tattoo and Nick Cannon and all this fun stuff. If you have any questions, leave them below and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.